Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today I am building a mask, and I have been staring at these glass eyeballs off to the side for about 2 months. My mother purchased these for me for Christmas because what do you buy somebody who makes a lot of stuff but more crafting materials? Thanks, Mom. I have a full drawer, which is like 2 bags of these already. So I needed to make something with these to kind of consolidate this and get it out of eyesight. Now, I've also over-purchased some hot glue sticks, which I like to call goth sauce because, I don't know, they're black and I thought it was funny. So I've got a game plan brewing. I didn't want to start from scratch, so I picked a template of the like 300 or so that I've got out there now, and am going to modify a mask to make it something completely different and hopefully make something cool. Now, a lot of times when I make custom stuff, I like to put a story behind it, whether it's making a story up to go along with the build or potentially saying something about what I'm going through. And I thought this was a great opportunity to do so. I'm not going to do it in the intro because it's like 4 or 5 minutes of me just doing that stuff. So I'll just say that it is going to be dealing with being seen. It's definitely a topic that a lot of us struggle with, and I feel like it's something that could be beneficial to talk about. So without further ado, today we are building a mask with hot glue and a bunch of eyeballs. Let's get to building. Everybody wants to be seen, not just looked at, but seen. The weird parts, the ideas that sound a little crazy when you say them out loud. The things you get excited about that maybe other people don't quite understand. And sometimes instead of showing those parts, we hide them. We smooth out the rough edges, we keep the strange ideas to ourselves, we try to fit into something a little more normal. But the funny thing is, the people who are actually meant to be in your life, they usually are the ones who love the weird parts the most. So today I'm making a mask. Half of it is a broken smile, the other half is watching everything. As always, the first step is transferring the template onto the EVA foam and cutting out the pieces. This is always the quietest part of a build, just a marker, some foam, and an idea that I haven't fully figured out just yet. When something only exists in your head, it feels safe. Nobody can judge it there, nobody can misunderstand it, it's just yours. But the moment you trace it onto something real, the moment you cut the first line, it becomes something you're actually putting into the world. And that can be a weird, vulnerable feeling because once it exists, someone might see it. Once everything is cut, I glue the foam pieces together using contact cement. Contact cement is a little different than hot glue. You brush it onto both sides, let it dry for a bit, and then when the pieces finally touch, that's it. They're bonded. No sliding things around, no second guessing. I like that about it. Sometimes in life you spend a lot of time wondering if people will understand you, if they'll accept your weird ideas, your odd hobbies, the projects that keep you up at 2 in the morning. But when you finally find people who get it, it kind of feels like this: 2 weird pieces suddenly fitting together. Now that the base shape is done, it's time to give the mask a face. I'm drawing a big X for one eye and a crooked smile. I didn't want the smile to be perfect. Perfect smiles always feel a little fake. I like when props show a little bit of damage, a little bit of history. So I'm distressing the edges with a rotary tool, scuffing it up, roughing it out, and giving the kind of wear that makes it feel like it's been through something. Because most people I know who are genuinely interesting have been through something. And those little cracks, those rough edges, are always where the character lives. And now comes one of the strange steps in this build, a pile of glass eyeballs. I'm digging through the pile, trying to pick out some green ones for the other side of the mask. I like the idea that this side of the mask is watching everything, not judging, just observing. Sometimes when you put your work online, it can feel a little like this, like there are eyes out there somewhere looking at what you made, deciding if it matters. But the truth is, you can't control who sees your work, you can only control whether you make it. Once the eyeballs are arranged, I start locking them into place with black hot glue, and this is where the things get a little bit messy. Black hot glue is one of my favorite materials because it doesn't really behave. It drips, it blobs, it stretches, it strings, it does these chaotic little things that you didn't necessarily plan. But if you lean into it, if you stop trying to force it to be perfect, it becomes texture. It becomes something organic, and honestly, a lot of creative work feels like that. You start with an idea that seems a little chaotic, a little strange, maybe even a little embarrassing. But if you keep layering it, adding those details, if you keep building on it, eventually the chaos becomes the style. Before painting, I tape off the glue stick side so that I can seal the foam with Plastidip. This step is mostly about protection. Foam is soft, paint alone won't hold on to it as well, so this creates a rubberized layer that toughens everything up. And honestly, people do this too. We build little protective layers around ourselves, little ways of making sure we don't get hurt too easy. Much like the mask, there are two parts of us, what we choose to show others and what we hide of ourselves. It's the words that we left unsaid, because when someone asks you how you're doing, saying I'm okay is easier than saying what you're actually going through. Now I'm layering on a mist of silver, black, and brown spray paint for an aged metal look. Here comes one of my favorite prop tricks, toothpaste masking. I'm using toothpaste over areas where I want scratches and chipped paint to appear later. When the final paint goes on, these spots will stay protected, so when you scrub it off, it looks like the paint has been worn away over time. I like when props tell a story, and battle damage, that's just another way of saying something survived. I'm layering different shades of yellow and orange to keep it from looking flat. Smiley faces are supposed to be a simple symbol of happiness, but this feels a little different, a little more complicated, like the kind of smile people wear when they're still figuring things out. Once the paint is dry, it's time to reveal the damage. I just take a toothbrush and start scrubbing away the toothpaste, and underneath you'll start to see the layers again, the metal, the scars, the history, and I love this moment in the build. And it doesn't hurt that it makes your prop smell like mint. It reminds me that sometimes the most interesting parts of something are the parts that were hidden underneath. It's knocking off the paint that really exposes not only the prop, but ourselves as well. When you find those people that accept the blemishes and imperfections, those that you can fully share how you feel, it's an amazing feeling to be seen, to be heard, to be supported. But part of being vulnerable is sometimes that exposure ends differently and can be soul crushing, leaving you searching for acceptance. Next, I peel the tape off the eye side of the mask, and now both halves are finally visible together, the smile and the chaos. I'm adding one last black hot glue drip coming out of the smile side, like the two sides are bleeding into each other, because nobody is just one thing. We're all a mix of clean parts and the messy parts. And yes, the irony is not lost to me that I am making a mask that is talking about being seen, and yet the thing itself is used to hide your face. To bring everything together, I'm weathering the mask with a layer of brown acrylic paint. This step makes the mask feel a little more real, a little more lived in. Perfect things are kind of boring, but things that look like they've existed for a while, those feel like they have a story, one that you want to hear about. This one kind of looks like a mask that they'd probably use in The Purge, so just saying. You could choose a number of linings to go on the inside, but I wanted to use some of this embroidery mesh. It allows for plenty of visibility, which will be nice because you only have one eye to see out of. I cut it to size and hot glue it into the back of the mask. As I think more about this topic, I can't help but not only think about my personal life, but my YouTube channel as well. This past couple of months has had less and less views, likes, and shares. I know that I should not find self-worth in the numbers, but it's hard to get motivated when I've been pushing for almost 8 years and feel like I'm losing traction. I love the content that I've been putting out, trying different processes and materials, but I guess the almighty algorithm doesn't agree with my posts. Putting your art out there for the world to see is once again leaving you vulnerable, trying to be seen, trying to be heard, and trying to be accepted. Strapping is pretty simple. Holding the mask up to your face, you take note of where the edges lay. Then you stretch your banding just past that point to get the length that you need. I sandwich the elastic between the mask and another layer of foam to lock it in. Making things for the internet is a weird experience. You put your ideas out there, hoping someone somewhere connects with them. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But I think the goal isn't trying to be seen by everyone. It's finding the people who actually see you. The ones who look at the weird projects, the strange ideas, the chaotic piles of glass eyeballs and say, yeah, I'm in. So if you're out there building strange things, sharing strange ideas, or just trying to be a little more honest about who you are, I hope you find your people. And if you did enjoy this build, maybe you've already found one. Thank you for watching this video and listening to me ramble. I hope it was something that was beneficial to you in both creativity and in terms of emotional support. Please share this video, like it, and I'll see you next week. And we are finished. Here is the end result. It's a bit trippy. I think it's pretty cool. Definitely something that's gonna hang on my wall over there to draw inspiration from. I feel like it is a topic that kind of hits home with a lot of people. And it's something that I wanted to visually represent so that I can draw strength from it. So if it's something you're going through, understand people see you. They get you, they love you, they want the best for you, and hopefully you have those people that will go toe-to-toe and hold you up against the world. So, yeah. Maybe you'll get some, yay! And inevitably they're gonna ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them, much props. All right, I guess it's time to go do something productive. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you'd like to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.